Isabella Peters, please.
Hello, my name is Isabella Peters, and I'm here in support of SB 268 on behalf of Cornerstone. I'm also here on behalf of myself as a Granite State woman. I couldn't afford my private women's-only gym anymore, so I joined an inexpensive public mixed-sex gym. Sometimes there's a sign in the women's locker room that says, "Attention, male worker in the locker room." I appreciate that sign because it's rooted in common sense and courtesy towards women's privacy, which has been lost in this political debate on gender. I had the pleasure of meeting Riley Gaines last summer. She said in her book, Swimming Against the Current, quote, "We are being force-fed the message that women's rights, privacy, dignity, feelings, and safety do not matter," end quote. When it comes to sports, inclusivity for the minority is unfair for the majority. It's specifically unfair to women who are scientifically at a disadvantage. According to the National Institute of Health, from a study on biological sex and its relation to sports performance, quote, "Male subjects became notably stronger than female subjects at around 15 years of age. Greater male than female strength is not because of higher voluntary activity, but to greater muscle mass and type 2 fiber areas," end quote. Biological separation is warranted in sports. It's not just about dignity in competition, though. It's also about dignity in changing situations. Prisoners in New Hampshire have a constitutional right not to undress in front of a guard of the opposite sex. But Riley and a biological male were forced to change together. How come prisoners have more dignity than the women in our state? And how about schools? The Manchester School District, the largest school system in the state, allows access to restrooms, locker rooms, sports participation, and sex ed participation based on gender identity and not sex. We continuously get calls from parents about the chaos these policies cause, where, for example, a 12-year-old girl walked into a restroom to see a 17-year-old boy urinating with the stall open. That kind of offense under normal circumstances would put him on a sex offender list. But our houses of education aren't under normal circumstances, are they? Deferring on policy doesn't mean we hate the transgender community. As Christians, we are taught to love as Christ loves. But like Christ, we must also protect the innocent and protect the women of our society. This bill is simply a clarification of New Hampshire law. New Hampshire Chapter 354-A prohibits discrimination based on gender identity. But separating people by sex is not discrimination. Title IX has historically supported separation of sex for the safety and privacy of all parties, despite incorrect interpretations today. The state has the authority to separate people. The state has the responsibility to separate people. Women don't want their rights to safety, comfort, and privacy deferred to the affirmation of a small population. I'd like to close with a Cheyenne proverb that teaches, quote, "A nation is not..."
Time is up, so if you want to have something very brief you want to say, go ahead.
I'll just finish the quote. "A nation is not conquered until the hearts of its women are on the ground. Then it is done, no matter how brave its warriors, nor how strong their weapons." Thank you.
Thank you. Questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you very much.